There are conflicting stories about Samuel Whittemore. Some claim that he was born in England and came to the U.S. as a trooper in a unit of dragoons. Others record him being born in Massachusetts in 1696. In 1744, he participated as a private in Colonel Jeremiah Moulton's 3rd Massachusetts Regiment, where he took part in the siege of the French fortress of Louisbourg during King George's War, one of several wars between the British colonies and the French. At 48, he was not a young man, but he went to war nonetheless. He returned with the sword of a French officer, with one legend being that he only ever said that the previous owner had died suddenly. Some sources claim that Whittemore volunteered again during the French and Indian War in 1754 and Pontiac's War in 1763, with some claiming that he brought back his two French dueling pistols, whose previous owner he claimed had, as before, died suddenly. But there seems to be no record to support these claims of further service. If he did serve in those conflicts, it would have been extraordinary, as he would have been 58 and 67 years of age, respectively. What is recorded is that he was commonly referred to as Captain Sam, suggesting some service as an officer after King George's War. Whittemore became involved in the Patriot cause early. In 1766, he was elected to a committee to represent the county of Cambridge's response to the Stamp Act. 2 years later, he was again elected by the people of Cambridge, this time to the Cambridge Committee of Correspondence, responding to the tea tax. It is not surprising that he chose to pick up a musket on April 19, 1775. In fact, he had been risking himself in the same cause for nearly a decade. Still, it was a notable act. At the age of 78, Samuel Whittemore was the oldest known colonial combatant in the American Revolutionary War. As British grenadiers of the 47th Regiment crossed a field near the town of Menotomy, Massachusetts, sent to reinforce the British column being ambushed by Patriot militia after the Battle of Lexington, Samuel Whittemore rose from behind a stone wall and fired his musket. A grenadier died suddenly. Whittemore then drew his two pistols, and the grenadier suffered two more sudden deaths. As soldiers converged on him, he drew his sword. He was shot in the face, clubbed over the head with a musket, and bayoneted several times. But he was not the type to die suddenly. When militiamen who had witnessed his brave last stand came to collect his broken body, they were stunned to find that not only was Samuel Whittemore not dead, but he was attempting to load his musket to take another shot. They carried him to the nearby Cooper Tavern, where a doctor was treating the injured. The doctor confirmed what they already knew. The wounds were surely mortal, but he bandaged them anyway. They sent the aged patriot home to die, surrounded by his family. And that he did, 18 years later, in 1793, at the age of 96.